Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. For everybody's information, a photo will be taken of each graduate on the platform. Between June 17th and September 17th, graduates will be able to download a print quality photo at unb.ca/graduation/Encaenia. Thank you very much and have a pleasant afternoon.
Amplissime Cancelari, placetni tibi aut officium incipiat.
Plaquette.
Please remain standing for the prayer of invocation given by Reverend Brett Anningston of Interim Chaplain with UNB's Campus Ministry. Brett.
I offer today's invocation in recognition of the many paths through which our students, faculty, and staff, and guests find meaning in life. Whether we understand this to be in the mystery of a God, in the beauty of nature, in the elegance of science or art, in acts of service, seeking justice for all people, or in the critical and transformative inquiry at the heart of our educational enterprise, I invite you to open your hearts with me this day. Let us pray. Source of life, known in infinite ways, we seek and we find the presence of the sacred in this gathering, reflected in the experiences of the class of 2015, echoed in the names of each graduate as they step across the platform, resonant in the words of wisdom that are shared by our speakers and honored guests. Even as we experience wonder and joy in the gifts that are shared this afternoon, we know that our work is not done. May these graduates and may all of us not see this only as the culmination of a remarkable experience, but may this day be an invitation to move forward in life, to continue the work of repairing the world, of living into the gifts of knowledge we receive, not for their own sake, but for the sake of justice and the care for all people. Amen.
Please be seated. I will now call upon Imelda Purley, UNB's Elder in Residence, to deliver a traditional Wolastoqey Maliseet welcome. Imelda.
Kolasikopen Wolastoqey, Irabjaletek UNB. Jeeplog and Yut Chupso Gilwell, I raise the Eagle fan to each and every one of you because you earn that honor. You have, the eagle is the most sacred bird in our culture. And so when the eagle wing is raised, it's to honor the work that you've done. So I honor each and every one of you. I'm going to do a drum song. This morning, I invited ancestors from the east, the south, the west, and the north to join us, to permeate above us in the air, below us on Earth Mother, and in the four directions that we go from here today. I'll do the drum song. This morning I did what we call a Gwinnett Day, which is a welcome for the day. But today I wanted to do a Wolastoq song for you. And it's in honor of our traditional territory here, Wolastoquk, which has been renamed St. John. Wolastoq Pamelagwe, Aji Debamigo, Wolastoq Melagwe, Zupagelmia. Niguas Pamepin, Wazi Zujnilaskamil, Niguas Pamepin, Wazi Zujnilaskamil. Wolastoq say Davers, say Davers, say repont. Wolastoq say Davers, Don Lucean. Termer portez-moi un enfant, je resterai. Mère terre, portez-moi un enfant, je resterai. Wolastoq is flowing, flowing and growing. Wolastoq is flowing down to the sea. Mother, carry me, a child I will always be. Mother, carry me, a child I will always be. Oh, Sagate, in honor of the first elder in residence, Gwen Bear. She left that for each and every one of us. Will you, and congratulations.
Thank you, Elder Purley. I'm going to take a moment now to introduce to you our platform party, and I would ask that you hold your applause until the end. Members of the party, as I call your name, please briefly stand. Joining me on the stage are Wayne Albert, Dean of Kinesiology, Brett Addington, Interim Chaplain with the UNB's Campus Ministry, from whom you just heard, Victor Askenas, Professor Emeritus, Brian Baxter, Vice Chair of UNB's Board of Governors, Mark Bedard, President of UNB's Alumni Association, Shirley Cleave, Interim Vice President, Fredericton Academic, Karen Cunningham, Acting Vice President, Finance and Administration, Dan Coleman, Assistant Vice President, Fredericton Academic, Richard Curry, Chancellor Emeritus, Gwendolyn Davies, Orator, Sarah Deverin, University Secretary, Linda Iyer, Assistant Dean of Graduate Studies, Cindy Flan, Assistant University Comptroller, Margaret Grant McGivney, Executive Director of UNB's Associated Alumni and a member of our board, David Hinton, Registrar, Ronald Joyce, Honorary Degree Recipient, John Kershaw, Acting Dean of Graduate Studies, Keith McAlpine, Director of the New Brunswick College of Craft and Design, Allison McCain, our Chancellor, Catherine McCain, Chair of UNB's Board of Governors, Devashis Mitra, Dean of Business Administration, Heather Nielsen, a member of UNB's Board of Governors, Imelda Purley, Elder in Residence, from whom we just heard, Ann Sherman, our Dean of Education, Bob Skillen, Vice President Advancement, David Stevenson, Governor Emeritus, Mary Lou Sterling, Professor Emerita, the Honorable Jocelyn Roy Vigneault, Lieutenant Governor of New Brunswick. Your Honor, it's a real pleasure to have you here today, and it is her birthday. Let's have a round of applause. Happy birthday, Your Honor. Captain Paul Dowling, aide-de-camp for the Lieutenant Governor of New Brunswick, David Woolnow, a member of UNB's Board of Governors, and I'm Eddie Campbell, your President and Vice Chancellor. Thanks to all of you for being part of this special day. I am pleased to call upon our Chancellor, Dr. Alison McCain, to deliver the welcome address. Alison.
Your Honor, President Campbell, Chancellor Emeritus Curry, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and the people we're here to honor today, graduates. It's my privilege to welcome you to the 186th Encaenia ceremony at the University of New Brunswick here in Fredericton. Graduates, allow me to be the first to officially congratulate you for an achievement that is literally moments away, and to perhaps offer you a little bit of advice. Now, I know at this stage of your life, on a day like this, the last thing you want is advice, but frankly, at this stage of my life, it's the first thing I want to do. The qualities that have served you throughout your university career will serve you well in the days ahead. Your hard work, your talent, and your determination have finally paid off. Whether you realize it or not, you've grown over your time here at UNB. You've matured. I'd suggest you've amassed new knowledge and skills, and you've developed leadership capabilities that will serve you well in the days ahead. Education is important, but what really matters is what you do with it. Whether you fully appreciate it or not, you have the potential to make a difference in this world. In some ways, I hope you feel some sort of obligation to do so. You came to UNB with the intellectual capacity to succeed. Now, with the knowledge and skills that you acquired at your time here, you only need to add a little bit of experience to that to really make it pay dividends. I would suggest that perhaps the best piece of advice I could give you overall would be to say, don't ever underestimate your potential, but at the same time, don't overestimate your worth. And today, I can tell you, UNB, the university is very proud of you, our graduates, and you're about to become our alumni. So enjoy today, savor the moment, have a great time because it's really an accomplishment, and then tomorrow, put your skills and your ability to work. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor McCain. I would like to now draw your attention to page 16 of the program. The medals listed there will be presented during our Encaenia ceremonies. All other medals and prizes appear below the recipient's name in the graduation list. These medals and prizes will be presented at a faculty awards ceremony or can be picked up at the Financial Services Office in the IUC Physics Building. On behalf of the university, I want to congratulate all the recipients. Let me express the hope that you will maintain the high standards that you have demonstrated in qualifying for these awards. I will now ask the Interim Vice President, Fredericton Academic, Dr. Shirley Cleave, to assist the Honorable Jocelyn Roy Vigneault, Lieutenant Governor of New Brunswick, with the presentation of medals.
Through the generosity of Her Honor, the Lieutenant Governor, a silver medal is awarded each spring to the outstanding graduating student in each of the faculties on the Fredericton campus. At this ceremony, we will be presenting the medals in Business Administration and Kinesiology. The Medal for Education is awarded at the fall convocation. I would ask each recipient to come forward as your name is called to receive the medal from the Lieutenant Governor. The Lieutenant Governor's Silver Medal in Business Administration is awarded to Bailey Jean Daisy Browski. The Lieutenant Governor's Silver Medal in Kinesiology is awarded to Hillary Irene Leiter-Noble.
We will now proceed to the conferring of an honorary degree. The recipient will be presented by our orator, Dr. Gwendolyn Davies.
Ronald Joyce, to be Doctor of Letters, honoris causa. In many respects, Ron Joyce's life is legend building. Raised in Tatamagouche, Nova Scotia, he was only 3 years old at the height of the Great Depression in the 1930s, when his father was killed in a motor vehicle accident, leaving Joyce's mother with little money and a new baby on the way. While Mr. Joyce has recalled the toughness of those times in his autobiography, Always Fresh, the untold story of Tim Hortons by the man who created an empire. Tatamagouche was a kind of place where boys could fish, row, and swim at the local wharf in the summer. And it is significant that throughout his rise on the national and international corporate ladder, Mr. Joyce has never forgotten the Northumberland shore of his boyhood. Investing in the year 2000 more than $60 million in his 400-hectare Fox Harbor Golf Resort and Spa in Wallace, near Tatamagouche, including an airstrip, a personal home, condos, a clubhouse, a marina, and a golf course of international standards. "It was something I wanted to do," he is quoted as saying in an article on him in Maclean's magazine. "Part of it is giving back to where I grew up." Since leaving Tatamagouche after World War II to find work in Hamilton, Ontario, Mr. Joyce has had a varied career, ranging from being in the Canadian Navy for 5 years during the Korean War, being on the Hamilton Police Force for 9 years, and eventually becoming a partner in the donut shops begun by Toronto Maple Leaf hockey star Tim Horton. The rest, as they say, is history. For after Tim Horton's sudden death in a car accident in 1974, Mr. Joyce bought out the 50 existing Tim Hortons outlets from the hockey star's widow, and by 1995 had astutely developed an empire of 1,000 outlets. Ever a shrewd businessman, Joyce has seen various mergers of Tim Hortons with food chains south of the border, but he alone will forever enjoy the reputation of having the corporate imagination to inspire one of the most successful food chains in the world. Moreover, his business acumen has led to his being much in demand to serve on national boards, such as Shaw Communications and the Sobeys food chain, while his personal corporate ownership has extended beyond the fast food business to include the Hamilton-based aviation executive charter business, Jetport, and a stake in the Calgary Flames hockey team. One of the nominators of Mr. Joyce for this honorary degree has noted that, and I'm quoting, "It is difficult to imagine what our country would be like if Ron Joyce had not joined the ranks of Canada's great philanthropic leaders," end of quote. For example, shortly after the death of Tim Horton, Mr. Joyce founded the Tim Hortons Children's Foundation to honor his friend's memory by raising money to enable underprivileged children to go to free summer camps in Canada and the United States. And I might add that these camps include one at Tatamagouche. Further to this, he has established a family charity, the Joyce Foundation, dedicated to supporting the social, economic, and emotional well-being of children and youth by empowering them to develop into healthy, confident, independent contributors to Canadian society. Focusing primarily on awarding renewable bursaries for children and youth who could not otherwise afford to pursue their education, the Joyce Foundation has generously given gifts of $5 million each to fund undergraduate bursaries at institutions such as the University of Calgary and the University of New Brunswick. It has set up grade 12 graduation scholarships at schools such as Pugwash District and North Colchester High. And it has established the Ron Joyce Centre for Business Studies at Mount Allison University. Mr. Joyce's commitment to young people and their future has also recently included the Joyce Foundation's $5 million gift toward the building of the Ron Joyce Children's Health Centre in Hamilton, Ontario, where research and treatment in autism, youth mental health, developmental pediatrics, and prosthetics and orthotics for children will be located. It is anticipated that the center will treat 70,000 young patients per year. Because of his social, business, and philanthropic contributions to Canadian society, Mr. Joyce has, amongst many honors, been inducted into the Canadian Business Hall of Fame, has been the recipient of the Order of Canada and of the Red Cross Humanitarian of the Year Award, and has received numerous honorary degrees. It is with pleasure that the University of New Brunswick now adds to the recognition of this dedicated Canadian by conferring upon Ron Joyce the degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa. Insignissime praeses, amplissime cancelleri, tota universitas praesento vobis, Ronaldum Joyce, ut admitatur honoris causa ad gradum doctoris in litteris in hac universitata.
Ego admitto te, Ronaldum Joyce, honoris causa ad gradum doctoris in litteris in Universitati Novi Brunswicki. It is now my privilege and a great pleasure to invite Dr. Ronald Joyce to address this Encaenia. Ron.
Thank you, dear. Wow. I watch you young people walk in here, graduating from UNB, and I was so proud of you. I was thinking, wow, wouldn't I like to be 21 or whatever you were again? The journey of life is so exciting. And you can do whatever you want to do. You can be whoever you wish to be. And I've got a few words here. And a lot what I want to talk about has already been said. But there's some of the important things that I strongly believe in. And yesterday morning, I got up and I had the Globe and Mail delivered to my door. The University of New Brunswick. And if I may read the bottom line, who would have guessed that Canada's oldest English-speaking university, established in 1785, with Canada's first engineering school in 1854, would be the best at fostering an innovative and entrepreneurial thinking in 2014. We may be old, but we're just getting started. And that's Richard Curry. I read that yesterday morning. I thought, wow. what a tribute from a Chancellor who was here for a lot of years. And I have this token, but I want to say, first of all, Chancellor McCain, President Campbell, honored guests, graduates, wow, and I'd like to express my deep gratitude to the University of UNB on this honor. The University of UNB is highly regarded across Canada and around the world. Am I talking too loud? And you are the leader in the fields of innovation, entrepreneurship, and announced to start up Canada, as seen in the Globe and Mail in that article I just showed you yesterday. I extend my warmest congratulations to the graduating class and their family as you celebrate this milestone. And I will share with you some of my personal and professional experiences. Now, before I begin, George Bernard Shaw, I think that was his name, but I just quoted George Bernard Shaw, the Irish playwright and co-founder of the London School of Economics, once asked a speaker to limit his remarks to 10 minutes. The speaker asked, "How will I tell them everything I know in 10 minutes?" I advise you to speak very slowly. So I'm going to follow in that footsteps. I'm extremely honored to get this recognition, and of course, not having gone to university, I was kicked out of kindergarten because I didn't shave. No, that's not quite true. And I got to tell you something. When I was born in 1930, and one of the interesting things about life is, I was 8 years old when England declared war on Germany. And my mother was outside, and my next door neighbor, we didn't have electricity, of course, but said, "What's war, Mom?" Because he started to cry. You know, when you're 8 years old and trying to understand what went on in this crazy world of ours when people declare war on each other. And she cried and didn't know why. But anyway, we all know what happened eventually is that. I dropped out of school at 15 to take a job. And I'd like to believe that I took the job to help on the family. Actually speaking, I took a job because I didn't like going to school. I knew it all by 15. You know how many young 15-year-olds know it all? Quite a few in their own head. It's when you graduate and when you leave on your own. And away you go. And boy, do you learn about life. And every one of your lives, you know, I'm drifting off this, but I'm going to tell you something. I watch you march in, and it almost brought a tear to my eye, and I'm thinking, wow, we're in a changing world, ladies and gentlemen, and you're facing that. When I was born, we didn't have television. We didn't have all the things that they imagine from 1930 to here we are in 2015. The changes in this world, how dramatic they have been, whether it be just technology of all kinds. You know, innovative things. We sit down in front of a television, create it more and more, and home entertainment. I should have forgot to bring this, but anyway, I said I'd keep it short, so I'll try and not deviate too much from my spoken words, or my written words. Timmy's my best friend. He really was. We were very close together. And when we started a chain, he didn't have a clue how to make a donut, and by golly, I didn't either. And I knew nothing about the food service industry. But I borrowed $10,000 in the municipal credit union in Hamilton and bought the first store. What a mess. But anyway, there was no manual, there was no anything. I think my instructor the first night had a Ouija board and he said, "This is what we're going to do." That was my manual. We opened our 43rd store. Oh, by the way, another digress. I said, Timmy, you know, we got to move out of Ontario into other parts. And I was from Nova Scotia, so I wanted to move, open stores in here in Atlantic Canada. Ronnie said, there are poor people down there. Let's go to British Columbia where the money is. So we did a location in British Columbia. Bombed. We opened the store number 43 on Mountain Road in Moncton, and it broke all records. He was a better hockey player than he was a forecaster. Our 48th store, it was here in Fredericton, and the owner of that store, and I don't know how many stores he has now, but Reed and Joanne Manor, and I know they're here, Reed and Joanne, and he took that store, and I don't know how many stores he has now, but he was, I think he was in education before he left and decided to make a hole in things. But we had a wonderful experience here in Fredericton. I remember the first store we opened in Nova Scotia, in store number 44. And again, being in Nova Scotia was probably not one of the great moves. Again, we broke all records in sales. So the chain grew, and you know, you think about that humble beginning in Hamilton, Ontario, at Ottawandas, we were one store, doing $50,000 a year. And now I suspect there's something in excess of 5,000 stores worldwide from that little beginning. When I left the chain in 2001, I digress here for a minute, but I set goals, and that's important for you all, setting goals in your life. What I want to be, where I want to be, and how am I going to get there? Goal setting is very, very important in your life. But I was within an industry I loved, the food service industry, because we're selling pleasure and fun. But anyway, the 43rd store was in Moncton with Gary O'Neill, who was originally from Tattabagush, strangely enough. Gary O'Neill today has over 50 stores and has become a very wealthy man. And that goes right through the chain. And I got to tell you, the 5,000 stores are now, we're an international company, recently bought out by a chain from Brazil. Where it's going from there, I don't know. But I was talking to Reed and Joanne, they're here this evening, and they all have concerns, obviously. Change is always difficult. And you think about back then, when you're opening a donut store, you're opening a 24-hour day, 7-day-a-week job. Very difficult when your family and all the rest of it. But the rewards are there. I don't know how many millionaires, when I say that, or reasonably wealthy people, have buying a Tim Horton franchise, one store, and becoming very, very successful. You know, as far as when Timmy died in 1974, it was a very emotional time for me and his family, primarily his family and everyone. He was 44 years old, and he died in a motor vehicle accident, and we were together till 4 o'clock in the morning. One of the things that Steve had was, I'll get this right after a while, one of the problems Tim had was that he loved to go fast. It was all part of being a hockey player, I guess. He had a high-performance car that would do 175 miles per hour. When he passed me about 3:30 in the morning, I think he was probably doing close to that. But anyway, he had a motor vehicle accident in St. Catharines and was killed instantly. In that moment, a lot of people in the stores we had, what's going to happen to us? I said, we we'll just continue to grow in his memory, and we've accomplished that. And some of the things that I've learned in my life is, and I've had many, many quotes. There's one I really like, that for young people that are here today starting a new life, I like to use this article as a paraphrase. Calvin Coolidge, the 30th U.S. United States President: "Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Tell them not, nothing is more uncommon than, or unsuccessful than, or more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not, and unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education alone will not. The world is full of educated people. Education, determination, and persistence are omnipotent, or really strongly believe in yourself and where you're going. Education gives you the tools, but from now on, it's yours. I challenge you to do exactly that. And I'm going to say one more thing about all that. I went to a thing in I used to go to a lot of different conventions in the food service industry. And I heard a gentleman talk. He was the CEO of Coca-Cola Company. And he gave a speech on about how do you identify a winner? Interesting subject. He said, I don't have any idea how to identify a winner, but I know how to identify a loser. 10 Commandments. I'm only going to give you a couple of them because they're long-winded. Don't take risks. But the last one I really liked was, that's good enough. If you ever believe whatever you're doing, that's good enough, that's the beginning of not going for it. And I give you an example. General Motors, Chrysler, Ford built cars with planned obsolescence. That's good enough. Along came the Japanese and the Koreans and all the rest of it and built a better car, the Germans. And all of a sudden, here's these three big, huge automobile companies in North America, from the United States, were in trouble. Planned obsolescence. What a mistake. And of course, you all know the story that today, a lot of them have been under struggling, and we've had to support them and bail them out. And I got to tell you something, that is one of the key things in life, whatever you do. It's never good enough. Don't ever get complacent about life. And most of all, congratulations to all of you and your families on this special day. And take that one word from me, that's not enough. And maybe dedicate your life, whatever that to a little bit. But it's been here, and really a joy being here with you. And I wish you so well in your future. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Joyce. We will now proceed to the conferring of degrees in course. May I extend to all of you who will graduate here today the warmest congratulations of your university. When you first came here as a student, you became a member of the UNB family. And today, all of this family, faculty, staff, colleagues, friends, family, administrators, have gathered here with you to share in your pride in reaching this important milestone in your lives. We recognize your hard work and your sacrifice, and we wish you every success and happiness in the future. We hope that you will always value what you have learned here, and that you will forever remember your alma mater with fondness and affection. As each of you receives your degree today, you will be presented with the University of New Brunswick alumni pin by the UNB Associated Alumni. This part of the ceremony begins with the bachelor's degrees and will be followed by the master's and doctoral degrees. Candidates for the bachelor's degrees will be presented by the orator.
The bachelor's degrees of Business Administration, Science in Kinesiology, Recreation and Sports Studies, and Education. Candidates will remain seated for the supplication. Insignissime praeses, implicime cancellari, supplicant senatui, et vic venabili collegio gubernatorum. He baccalaureus vel scholares in facultate administrationis, rerum negotiosarum, in facultate kinesiologica, in facultate educationis. Quorum nomina ex studia iam rite cognitas sunt et promulgata, ut admittanter et proprium baccalauri gradum in sua quisque facultata.
Placetni vobis gubernatoris, placetni senatores, uti supplicatoris admittanter.
The supplicants for all the bachelor's degrees will now stand for presentation by the orator and admission by the president. Insignissime praeses, amplissime cancellari, tota universitas praesento vobis hosce supplicatores in supra dictis facultatibus, ut admittanter et proprium baccalauri gradum in sua quisque facultata, testorque illos, coed omnia quae statuta nostra requirent, aptos et idoneos esse.
Ego admitto vos ad gradum baccalaureae in Universitati Novi Brunswicki.
You will now proceed in your assigned order onto the dais for individual acceptance. The Bachelor of Business Administration with honors. The Dean of Business Administration, Dr. Vaishnav Dimitra, will present the Bachelor of Business Administration diplomas. Oluwaronka Opamiami Ajaya. Natasha Joy Brewer. Bailey Jean Daisy Broisky. Emily Claire Burns. Alyssa Marie Christensen. Melissa Lindsay Como. William Arthur Davis. Jordan Michael Drillen. Jenna Marie Dunfield Wilbon. Dominic Oliver Garr. Reese Godette. Chad Ronald Gotro. Alexandra Erzsébet Gergely. William Merrill Haynes. Sean Patrick Healy. Brittany Ann Herkert. Yudi Hu. Pangwei Jiang. Hussam Eldon Kamash. Marcus Stephen Kretschmar. Kriok Kwan. Jaden Kelly Ann McLaughlin. Daniel James O'Neill. William Patrick Neal Oak. Bart Cornelius Adrianus Pinebird. Mary Catherine Pond. Emerson Benjamin Savage. Lisa Gail Sewell. Shuang Shaw. Alex William Simpson. Stima Kabaluka Stima. Meng Sun. Ryan Edwin Wallace. Olivia Nicole Waugh. Christopher Joseph Wooliver. Cheng Yang. Robert Duncan Young. Bin Mei Zheng. Yumin Zheng. Joel Donald Allison. Daniel Bao. Luke Andrew George Bulmer. Nicholas Ronald Cantwell. Rong Hai Chen. Adam Caleb Dickinson. Geneviève Hélène Gagné. Elizabeth Ruth Goodwin Kelly. Jennifer Zeta Caroline Hogan. Huitin Hu. Cody Anthony Hull. Neil William John Jury. Christina Grace Kingston. Liu Lu. Tyler Christopher McMillan. Allison Rebecca McVinnie. Dylan James Kenneth McLeod. Gordon Patrick Meehan. Nancy Aurora Munana. Matthew Peter Perry. Scott Daniel Pettigrew. Amy Joanna Ramden. Joshua James Saunders. Jabari Ryan Thomas. Stephanie Marie Wilson. Hu Zhang. Alicia Ann Bainbridge. Brandon Glenn Clowater. Caden Joseph Ralph Connors. Jason Guy King. Alexander Clayton Campbell. Nicholas Todd Stevens. Bachelor of Business Administration, Emmanuel Sanjay Albert. Sarah Dolores Atkinson. Jenny Lynn Borgel. Daryl Myron Joseph Boyce. Ernest Brian Bragdon. Jordan Derek Albert Brooks. Kevin Daniel Burke. Chelsea Aaron Collicutt. Stephanie Elsie Cull. James Ashley Dedham. Kyle Clifford Donovan. Rubab Fatima. Jason Francis. Jacob Weston Gould. Chelsea Elizabeth K. Gauthier. Nicholas James Godwin Kelly. Liam James Guittard. Thomas James Hayes. Gregory David Hearn. Alexandria Kyla Ray Hurley. Michael Issa. Frank Allen Keating. Jeremy Lee McDonald. Harvey Ongaro Maraera. Logan Conrad McNeil. Juanita Erin McMaster. John Allen Shute Morse. Christopher William Nealis. Rick Purley. Marc-Andre Joseph Poirier. Eric Fraser Pye. Francis Stephen Simon. Kelly Rosalind Smith. Zachary James Sprague. James Norman Tozer. Aaron Jeffrey Vautour. Mark Dennis White. Devin Jarrett Williams. Juan Zhang. Sanyu Zhang. This concludes the granting of the Bachelor of Business Administration degree. Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology with honors. The Dean of Kinesiology, Dr. Wayne Albert, will present the Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology and the Bachelor of Recreation and Sport Studies diplomas. Luke Anthony Dillman. Taylor Joseph LaMarche. Catherine Mary Lance. Tiffany Eva May McKinley. Kayla Rose O'Neill. Emma Alexandria Quigley. Katie Lynn Wallace. Kendra Sharon Joy Wasson. Erin Amanda Bethune. Ashley Erin Black. Sarah Darlene Bridges. Jaleesa Dawn Brown. Adam James Cull. Jessica Lynn Daigle. Amber Marie Doucette. Dana Michelle Doucette. Peter Donald Essen. Kirsten Sarah Jean Gogan. Evan Douglas Grant. Jordan Ivan Johnson. Stephanie Karen Lister. Brittany Ann Lyons. Alexa Grace McDonald. Shannon Kathleen McGetchie. Danielle Alana Miles. Hillary Irene Leiter Noble. Rogan James Alexander Power. Samantha Paige Price. Lacey Jean Purdy. Caitlin Alice Taylor. Eden Marie Vanderlaan. Lindsay Catherine Wark. Brandon Ronald Warren. Caitlin Reen Young. The Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology, Jessica Louise Anderson Green. Sarah Margaret Arsenault. Matthew John Clark. Shannon Lee Downs. Kaylee Ray Esty. Stephanie Renee Ferguson. Keturah Jane Fraser. Whitney Jane Gallant. Carrie Lauren Gray. Alexandra Akia Hawks. Janelle Dawn Hawkins. Jessica Marie Hay. Ashley Elizabeth Hudson. Lucas Laurie Hurley. Mark Andrew Johnson. Victor Tibor Karasan. Kyle Jonathan Kosnitsky. Justin Dennis LeBlanc. Sarah Margaret Lynch. Stephanie Joy McDonald. Julie Kathleen McFarland. Brandon George McKay. Brett Stephen McLean. Adam Thomas McClellan. Holly Ann Martin. Jason Stephen McCarthy. Emily Pauline Mary McKim. Laura McNicholas. Joey Thomas Nason. Lindsay Michelle Nault. Zachary Elijah Pavlovic. Emily Kathleen Quartermain. Erin Leanne Quinn. Tyler McKnight Skinner. Jessica Marie Snowden. Cassandra Elizabeth Dawn Snyder. Megan Elizabeth Grace Stultz. Kristen Lee Van Slyke. Zoran Vonovich. Jill Ashley Woods. Ashley Marie Wirewis. This concludes the granting of the Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology degree. Bachelor of Recreation and Sports Studies with honors. Bachelor of Recreation and Sports Studies, Heather Ray Braun. Megan Nicole Ferguson. Margaret Patricia Spicer. Laura Marie Bray. Natalie Catherine Chappelle. Jordan Edward Davenport. Brittany Paige Dillman. Erica Shelley Urban. Samia Alexandria Gould. Sarah Lynn Hardy. Sarah Elizabeth Holt. Joshua Peter Roy Kidd. Tavis Alexander Latimer. William Ian McPhee. Dylan James Mitchell. Mitchell Brent Nini. Caitlin Ray Peters. Haley Allison Rendell. Caitlin May Vino. Desiree Faith Wells. Bernie Lynn Williams. This concludes the granting of the Bachelor of Recreation and Sports Studies degree. Bachelor of Education. The Dean of Education, Dr. Ann Sherman, will present the Bachelor of Education diplomas. Melanie Dawn Carpenter. Cleo Elizabeth Gallant. Monica Marie Gorman. Anna Catherine Smith. Amy Lynn Urquhart. Vanessa Alexandra Carly Jerome. Annette Mildred Paul. This concludes the granting of the Bachelor of Education degree.
We shall now confer the master's degrees in course. The candidates will be presented by the Acting Dean of Graduate Studies, Dr. John Kershaw.
Master's degrees in Education, Arts and Sports and Recreation Studies, Science and Exercise and Sports Science, and Business Administration. Candidates will remain seated for the supplication. Insignissimi praesus, amplissime cancellari, supplicant senatui et huic venerabili collegio gubernatori, he baccalaurea vel scholares in facultate educationis, in facultate kinesiologico, in facultate administrationis rerum negotiosarum, quorum nomine ac studia iam rite cognita sunt et promulgata et admentatur et ad proprium magistri gradum in sua quisque facultate.
Placete vobis senatores, placete gubernatores, utic supplicatores admittantur.
Placet. The supplicants for the aforesaid master's degrees will stand for admission by the President. Insignissimi praesus, amplissime cancellari, tota universitatis, presento vobis hosce supplicatoris in supra dictis facultatibus, ut admittantur ad proprium magistri granum in sua quisque facultate testorque illos quod omni quae statuta nostra requirent aptos et idoneos esse.
Ego admitto quos ad gradum magistri in Universitati Novi Brunswicki.
You will now proceed in your assigned order to the dais for individual acceptance. The Assistant Dean of Graduate Studies, Dr. Linda Eyre, will present the master's diplomas. Masters of Education. Catherine Dawn Adams. Michael Robert Allaby. Calvin Joseph Anderson. Elnaz Araghi. Jana Jill Brennan. Brigitte Clavet. David Owen Decker. Natalie Ann Emma DeMerchant. Colin Terrence David Dolan. Wendy Louise Demerick. Nicholas David Earl. Chantel Victoria Elsmore. Christina Ellen Fowler. Charles Paul Gaffney. Margie Wanda Gooden. Tara Dawn Hamilton. Krista Noel Harrietha. Michael James Joseph Henry Hobson. Christina Jazina Marie Hubbard. Elizabeth Hedwig Kaiser. Amy Louise Kang. Dawn Marie Kinnan. Tracy Georgette Kaiser. Stephanie Bronwyn Lord. Carrie Jean McGrath. Carrie Erin Muse. Nicholas Jeremy Munn. Molly Erin O'Shea. Catherine Nicole Poplar. Amanda Carey Pottle. Jeffrey David Prosser. Michelle Lee Pugh. Thanks. Michael Joseph Richard. Rosalind Jody Richard. Kathleen Ann Richards. Natalie Patricia Richardson. Kendra Ray Roberts. Francine Adele Roule-Bollier. Alan Joshua Williams Sabatis Atwin. Scott James Sampson. Adrian Helene Sandkey. Amanda Dawn Scott. Laura Ann Steves. Jesse Stever. Melissa Lynn Stewart Fleming. Carrie Ann Elizabeth Sturgeon. Susan Jane Talon. Connie Trudell. Susan Darlene Warren. Mark Leo Wilson. Robert Allen Wilson. Donna Winton. Megan Veronica Young Jones. Master of Arts in Sports and Recreation Studies, Peter William Morrison. Masters of Science in Exercise and Sports Science, Cindy Lise Levesque. Melissa Elizabeth Trite. Masters of Business Administration, Husni Isam Husni Abba Arja. Mohammed Mubarak Al-Masri. Ting Chen. Ramit Chikara. Duncan Thomas Gallant. Mark Carl Patrick Gorman. Natu Jawa Zaneb Nicole Selim Maliondo. Jeffrey Winston Mott. Mohammed Mushfiqur Zuman. Joanna Lee Nickerson. Sean Michael Pittman. Zachary Thistle Dalton Robson. Michael Philip Rousseau. Angela Helen Raw. Carla Amelia Saunders. David Bernard Shipley. Benjamin Douglas Shutron. Elliot Thompson.
We will now confer the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy. The candidates will be presented by Dr. Kershaw.
The degree Doctor of Philosophy. Candidates will stand for the supplication. Insignissimi praeses, implicimi cancellari, supplicant senatui, huc venerabili collegio gubernatori. Samuel Abogai, Educational Studies, Renee Christine Burgoyne, Education Studies, Edwin McIsaac, Education Studies. Magistri vel baccalaureate et admentator ad gradum Philosophia Doctoris.
Placetni vobis senatoris, placetni gubernatoris, ut he supplicatoris admitantur.
Placet. The candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy will come forward and stand before the dais for admission. Insignissimi praeses, aplicissimi cancellari, tota universitatis, praesentos vobis hosce supplicatoris et admintantor ad gradum Philosophia Doctoris, testorque illos quod omni que statuta nostra requirent aptos et idoneos esse.
Ego admitto vos ad gradum Philosophiae Doctoris in Universitati Novi Brunswick.
You will now proceed onto the dais for individual acceptance. Samuel Aboaje. Samuel Aboaje, to be Doctor of Philosophy in Education Studies. Dr. Aboaje investigated the mathematical practices of Kente weavers in Ghana and has demonstrated the ability to describe mathematics in cultural artifacts and in their classroom implications. His findings will contribute to improving the teaching and learning of mathematics in Ghana. Renee Christine Burgoyne. Renee Christine Burgoyne, to be Doctor of Philosophy in Education. Dr. Burgoyne investigated the English and French reading development of students in French immersion and has demonstrated ways to identify immersion students who may be at risk for reading difficulties. Her findings will contribute to better identifying and supporting immersion readers at risk for reading difficulties. Dale Edwin McIsaac. Dale McIsaac, to be Doctor of Philosophy in Education. Dr. McIsaac investigated the factors influencing teachers' aspirations to the principalship and has demonstrated that most teachers are reluctant to aspire to the top job in schools. These findings from his case study in Prince Edward Island school system will contribute to the development of policies and programs for current and aspiring educational leaders. This concludes the granting of degrees in course.
Congratulations, graduates. Please note that an English translation of your diploma has been placed inside the folder behind the parchment. In 2011, on the occasion of the UNB's 225th anniversary, a new tradition was introduced, the UNB coin. I'd like to thank all those who made this tradition possible, from the committee who worked very hard to get the coin just right, to the associated alumni who made a significant financial contribution in support of the project. We hope you will carry this coin with your individual memories of a life-changing experience at UNB, and that it will serve as a reminder that when you combine an ambitious goal and personal dedication, you can attain anything. Maybe more importantly, let this coin be a symbol that you were, are, and always will be part of the family. The worldwide family of thousands of UNB alumni who work to make our world a better place each and every day. We hope that you will hold your coin with pride. We are certainly proud of you. We know you leave us with more knowledge, a greater sense of community, and the potential to make a significant difference in the quality of your own lives and the lives of those you touch as you take your next steps in life's journey. Congratulations on a job well done. I now invite representatives of UNB's faculty, staff, and alumni to present the 2015 UNB coin.
I will now invite Mark Bedard, President of the UNB Associated Alumni, to deliver the welcome to new alumni. Mark.
Your Honor, Mr. Chancellor, Honorary degree recipient Dr. Ronald Joyce, President Campbell, distinguished guests, family, and friends of UNB, and good afternoon, graduates. It is an honor to share this much anticipated and special day with you and to officially welcome you to UNB's alumni family. Congratulations. And as a business graduate from the last century at UNB, it is my honor and inspiration to share the stage with three distinguished business leaders in Canada, Dr. Curry, Dr. Joyce, and Dr. McCain, and I hope they inspire you and the other disciplines as well, because they have led tremendous careers in Canada. From the moment you decided to pursue your university education here at UNB, you became part of a new family, one that shares a unique and lifelong connection to UNB through one of the oldest alumni associations in Canada. What began with little more than 200 graduates over 150 years ago has grown today into a worldwide network of over 80,000 alumni. This network has grown not only in numbers, but also in collective spirit. This spirit is rooted in the shared goal of making our local and global communities a better place. I am hopeful that during your time here at UNB, you have become cognizant of the important role fellow alumni play in enhancing the overall student experience. For some, this support has meant the difference between a university education or not. For others, it has resulted in a first job or internship, new learning resources, support for student programs and athletics, or just much-needed mentorship and advice. Rest assured, alumni have been involved in each one of your university experiences every step of the way. As the UNB Associated Alumni, we foster the link that keeps you informed about what is happening at your alma mater, providing events and activities to keep you connected with each other and our future student body. I can attest to the value of attending UNB alumni events. I met a UNB alumna at an event in Toronto very early in my career, and as a result of this connection, I obtained a position that had a very positive impact on my entire career. And last week, I was at alumni events in Western Canada, and at the Victoria event, I met my grade 11 English composition teacher. Now, that was quite a few years ago. I won't tell you how many, but she vaguely remembered my name, and she said, "Were you a good student?" And I said, "I was very good in attendance." Your ongoing involvement with UNB and our Alumni Association serves to strengthen our family. So I strongly encourage each of you to keep in touch and stay engaged. We are looking forward to hearing about the next stages of your journey, where you end up, and the significant impact that you will have on your community and the world. Your impact on the world will certainly be great. But please remember that your impact on UNB, even once you leave, can be just as great. I encourage each of you to consider supporting UNB in the future in whatever way you can, whether by volunteering your time, offering your expertise and mentoring, or financially. Your support could transform someone's university experience and offer them new, life-changing opportunities they otherwise might not have. This support is vital to maintaining UNB's reputation as a leader in Canadian post-secondary education. Congratulations on your success. We are so pleased to have you as part of the UNB family. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Again this year, the graduating class has asked that the valedictory be presented at Encaenia. The valedictorian for this ceremony is Mary Kate Pond from Lakeville Corner, New Brunswick, who received her Bachelor of Business Administration degree today. Mary Kate, I invite you to deliver the valedictory address.
After about 4 years, I can finally say I got my sweat on in the Curry Center. Your Honor, Chancellor Emeritus Curry, President, distinguished guests, and fellow graduates. I just want to begin by saying how great of an honor it is to be speaking to such an amazing group of people. And I also want to extend my appreciation to the supporters in the audience. You are the reason that we made it to this point. If you hadn't supported us when we were about to quit and encouraged us as we complained about bad grades, late nights, just constant complaining, and the many struggles that arise while chasing our degree, we wouldn't be holding it in our hands right now. You have every right to be as proud of yourself as you are for the graduate in your life. So on behalf of all the graduates of 2015, thank you. Potential. It is a word that every educator has used to describe me since kindergarten. Through elementary school, middle school, and high school, particularly grade 11, when I faced some medical issues. It was enough for me to no longer see the relevance in trigonometry or the periodic table, and it's safe to say my grades slipped and my future became uncertain. But I was fortunate enough to have a teacher who still saw this potential in me and ensured that I not only passed all the classes I was in, but it was enough to admit me to university. So that following year, when everybody was applying to university, talking about where they're going and what they're going to be doing with their lives, I was ranting, life is too short to spend 4 more years in school. And I had no intentions of applying. That same teacher who had helped me with my grades the year prior, refused to accept this, calling me to the office, handing me my transcript, and directing me down the hall to the guidance counselor's office, where admissions on the spot was conveniently waiting for me. I rolled my eyes and watched as she stood guard at the door, and I received my acceptance to the Bachelor of Science program at the University of New Brunswick. That evening, when I took my acceptance letter home to my parents, they were ecstatic, until I told them I still had no intention of going. So we fought for a few weeks, and eventually I caved and said, you know what, fine, I'll go, if you pay for it. So after that, there was a faculty change, acceptance letters to MBCC hidden in my mother's purse, and many, many arguments. But nonetheless, here I stand in front of you today as a proud University of New Brunswick graduate. So why am I telling you my story? Because we all have a similar one. We all have our reasons for being here and people who made it happen. Whether your story is like mine and you came because you had no choice or it was the right thing to do, or you were following a dream of your own that you've had since you were a child. You are here because someone encouraged you, someone influenced you, and someone saw this potential in you. Because potential is what this room is filled with. Education graduates, you have the potential to change someone's life, to guide them in the direction of success and the direction of happiness, to influence them to make the right decisions, and most importantly, give them the tools and education they need to succeed with whatever they were meant to do. And kinesiology graduates, you have the potential to create a world of happy and healthy people, to use your education to better the bodies and the minds of many others. And my fellow business graduates, I see managers, I see accountants, I see lawyers, investment bankers, CEOs, and CFOs. I see the power to do anything. Employment is a series of businesses, so just use your education and make a difference. Your degree is the receipt of your education, proof of your potential. But I also want you to look at it as your ticket. It is a ticket with no predetermined destination. This ticket is waiting for you to decide where to go next. That's the beautiful thing about education. You can go anywhere from here. Education will never hold you back. It can only further you. So today, we depart together with many different destinations. And as we say goodbye to the University of New Brunswick, let's not forget the many valuable lessons that we have learned. These lessons were not lectured by professors or taught in a lab. These were life lessons that we are sure to never forget, such as the art of patience, There is no greater teacher of patience than try and get your car out of a parking spot at the sub when the person behind you decided that in the winter you can park wherever you'd like. You learn important math skills, such as what you need to get on a final exam in order to pass a course. The ability to focus. Trying to study in the quiet areas of the library when the person beside you is tapping their foot or their pencil or eating what seems to be the world's loudest food. And we've mastered time management. I mean, we can watch 10 episodes of our favorite show on Netflix before we even have to study. So whatever journey you chose next, I hope it is one that makes you happy and positively impacts many others, because you have that power. The power to, as cliche as it may sound, change the world. And my fellow graduates, I wish I could leave you with some life-changing advice, but I'm in the same position that you are. And although I haven't yet figured out the key to success, I have figured out the key to a good day. So take today, or a week, or a month, and don't worry about what's next or any other struggles life may bring. Take time to be proud of yourself and to be happy. For the past 4, 5, 6, maybe even 7 years, we've been working hard to get to this point, and it's here. You've reached this goal, so be proud, celebrate, and just don't worry. And in life, if you ever find yourself doubting your abilities or struggling, I suggest that you act as if. Act as if you're a wealthy man, rich already, and then surely you'll become rich. Act as if you have unmatched confidence, and then people will surely have confidence in you. Act as if you have unmatched experience, and people will surely take your advice. And act as if you've already had a tremendous amount of success, and as sure as I stand here today, you will be successful. At least that's what Jordan Belfort, aka the Wolf of Wall Street, said, and we all know how successful he was. So congratulations, class of 2015. We did it!
Thank you, Mary Kate. Before our ceremony is drawing to a close, before it does, though, just a special message to all of you graduates today. As you cross the stage and I get to shake your hand, I wonder about the stories, the challenges that you have overcome to be here with us. Some of you showed deep emotion. Congratulations. On behalf of the Chancellor, the Board of Governors, the Senate, the faculty, and the staff, let me extend to all of you who have received their degrees here today our most sincere congratulations on your achievement and our very best wishes for your future. Special thank you to the St. John String Quartet, David Adams, Danny Sametz, Christopher Buckley, Sonia Adams, and our trumpeter, Robert Dutton, for providing the music for this, our 186th Encaenia. And you know, there's a small army of people here at the university who do their best to make sure that this ceremony goes as smoothly as possible, from the horticulturists and groundskeepers who try to make sure that the campus is at its best for these days, to the people who look after the details of this ceremony. Special thank you to all of those who have helped arrange this Encaenia. At the conclusion of this ceremony, everyone is cordially invited to attend an Encaenia tea in McConnell Hall, just across the street from this building. The Associated Alumni will be selling diploma frames at that tea, and a photo booth has been set up for you to capture more memories with your family and with your friends. And do take time as we leave this venue to think about all those who supported you to get to this day, whether they're here in the stands, whether they're beside you, whether they're at some distance from you, whether they are still with us. Think of them. It is now my pleasure to invite Whitney Gallant, to receive her Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology degree this afternoon, to come up onto the platform and lead us in the singing of O Canada. I would ask that everyone rise and remain in your place risen until the academic procession has retired. Whitney.